State of the Union with Candy Crowley, CNN Sunday Morning, 9 Eastern.
We're now looking at reports, New York Times and elsewhere, that a deal is in the making that would continue all tax cuts for 2 years, that would extend some other tax cuts that were in the stimulus plan, and would extend benefits for the long-term unemployed for a year. Okay?
Well, I think we can work that out. The Republicans have always been willing to extend the benefits, but we want them to be paid for. And we do have some extra funds that are available to pay for it, but the Democrats don't seem to want to do that. And secondly, they want to add the make work pay, which is just another way of moving. Since President Obama has become president, the bottom 40% of all wage earners do not pay taxes. Now it's up to 49%. Then they want to have make work pay that's moving it towards 60%. And that's going to cost at least $60 billion more. I mean, it's just spending, 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 and taxing and taxing and taxing. That's what they seem to be doing.
This sounds like a no to this plan now that's out there.
No, I've suggested from the beginning. Republicans wanted all of the tax relief to be permanent.
Well, what are you willing to give up?
The Democrats want to protect the middle class. I've said that neither side has the votes to get what they want, so I think we're going to have to kick it over for about 2 years. We're going to have to do unemployment insurance, no question, even though we're 100 weeks into unemployment insurance, we're going to have to do that. If you want to go beyond that, then I think things break down.
Senator Wyden, yes or no?
Candy, if you like watching political games, this last week has been just right for you. I just think when you look at those jobless numbers that came out last Friday, what's needed is a different conversation, frankly, an adult conversation. For example, this last Friday we saw that jobs in American manufacturing had gone down considerably. One of the reasons that we don't have manufacturing in the United States is the tax laws favor doing manufacturing overseas. What I've been working on with one of Senator Hatch's colleagues, Senator Gregg, is legislation that would be bipartisan that would cut the taxes for folks who manufacture in the United States by getting rid of the break.
Now in this process, and I think what I'm hearing from both of you is there's so many things inside, okay, here's the deal, that it is possible that you won't get one. And I can't believe and want you to answer, both of you. Do you see Republicans walking away from this session without having an extension of any tax cuts? And do you see Democrats doing this? Would you really walk away without extending these tax cuts?
I don't think we can. I think that would be disastrous. We're willing, it seems to me, we're willing to kick this over for about 2 or 3. Well, I'd like it permanent, but we can't. We don't have the votes. Kick it over. Let's take care of the unemployment compensation, even if it isn't. Even if it isn't backed up by real finances. We've got to do it, so let's do it. But that ought to be it.
So you could do the unemployment extension without specifically taking money anywhere,
well,
yes?
I think that's what it's going to come down to, because the Democrats don't want to put up the money for it, and even though the money is there. So it's just one of those things where you have to use the money for something else.
Candy, I'd be willing to go along with a 1-year extension so we can protect the middle class, not do anything to discourage economic growth, and give us the time to fix this job-killing, insanely complicated mess of a tax system. What Washington is all about, this is a town driven by a culture of procrastination. If you don't force fast action, what you'll end up doing is just kicking the can down the road, and the only thing those jobless Americans are going to get is a really kicked can.
Will Democrats walk away this year if they don't get compromise that they can deal with? Will you walk away this year without extending those tax cuts?
I just suggested a compromise. I think it's
right. No, what I mean is without a compromise, would you say, okay, forget it, we're leaving?
I think Americans have made clear they want to see the middle class protected. They don't want to harm economic growth. But we're not going to be able to get the kind of job creation we need, based on those Friday joblessness numbers, unless we have real reform.